So we open with Kimmy holding Maurice to the fire asking what she should be over. And he said, well, for 2 years you did want an apology from Kiowa, so that's what I think you should be over. Kimmy said, well, you know Kiowa ran around telling everybody I was stealing her man, so the heifer painted me with a scarlet letter. Kimmy said, well, the factual situation is she spread a rumor about me that I was being a Jezebel, a harlot, a homewrecker. And because the heifer lied, I don't mess with her. Kimmy said Maurice didn't have a backbone and wouldn't stand up for her, and he wouldn't. Kimmy said she don't have integrity, so I don't need her. Why are you thrusting this? Why are you thrusting this upon her? Meanwhile, across town with Mealy Mouth Tisha, we've got her daughter's hair care photo shoot. So when Kiki comes by the photo shoot, we find out about Tisha's trip to Mobile next week where she'll be receiving a key to the city. So this is Mealy Mouth Tisha's moment in the sun in Mobile. But you live in Huntsville. Why wouldn't Huntsville give you the key to the city? But Kiki's upset Tisha didn't tell her herself. However, Kiki invites herself. You were the afterthought. It wasn't that, honestly. I mean, I'm all for the Mealy Mouth getting to have their moment. It's just so shocking it's not in Huntsville when you've got the comeback group and you're trying to do so much for the community. I mean, aren't you having your business expo in Huntsville? Mobile doesn't have any local heroes they can celebrate. After that, we head on to the spa with Kimmy and Mel. Meanwhile, across town, we're at the spa with Kimmy and Mel. So Kimmy tells Mel that Monster's in his slob era. Maurice also wants me to sit down with Kiowa, and I just don't think we gonna be besties. She wanted to reconcile after the papers had been signed. And then we go into Mel's court case with Martell, and he's not turning in paperwork. I don't know why he's prolonging it. He ain't got lawyer money. Then again, I'm sure he's siphoning it off some poor woman with no self-respect. So Tisha's going to hold Kiki accountable for missing out on her mealy mouth moment in Mobile, but Kiki's dealing with methadone, and that can really affect your mood, and those side effects are something fierce. So I feel like, Tisha, you should be a bit more understanding. And also, if you know the heifer can't drive, why are you expecting her to show up in Mobile? I like you, Tisha, but I need you to be a bit more mature. So she apologizes and then invites her to the Black Business Expo. Meanwhile, across town, Mel meets with her counseling friend couple, and we do a little TikTok promo. Coots cutting the rug. And Mel is pissed Martell has hit them with a subpoena when the divorce was caused by his stupid penis. Martell over with his mama licking his wounds.
I took the stand, my mom took the stand, and
Martell gonna be mad at his mama. She the only heifer in your corner. Over with Mel, she's finding out Martell gotta move again because he's in Chris's house for free. So Martell's trying to get full custody. Mel said, why don't we do 6-month split? I could see that too, because that would be a much more equal distribution of parental labor. And that way Martell would have to do his fair share. Or just go on and give Mel full custody. We found out he's been following her on dates, but the judge is biased on Martell's side, which is odd to me because you'd think she'd know a deadbeat. Over with Kimmy and Kiowa. I mean, at this dinner, you can tell Kiowa can't stand Kim. Kimmy trying, but Kiowa's just, you can smell the bitter. So Kimmy tell her, look, I was holding on to the fact that you said I was a homewrecker, but I let it go. So she's let it go, but she still feels it's a lack of integrity. Basically, once you've shown me who you are, I'ma believe you the first time. But that was the shit, so let's get to, and just like crap. We open the episode with Carrie getting a message from some coot that she don't know, trying to ask her out. So she runs into Candace Bergen while she having lunch, and Candace seems like she ain't all there. Girl, but she trying to get some free press and promo out the heifer, and Enid ain't having it. But she does offer her a job working for her new magazine, Vivant, for women of a certain age, and heifers of a certain complexion. Lisa and Charlotte done dropped their kids off at summer camp, and I don't know what noise is going on at Miranda's house, but it's getting on my nerve too. Oh God, it's Steve doing his morning workout. Brady's still depressed. So Carrie has lunch with Seema, and she's like, should I be working for Over 70 magazine? Like, I know I'm mature, but I didn't think I was there. She thinks I'm there. Well, as far as your appeal as white women, yeah, once you over 55, it's all the same. I mean, your tissue papered up. Over with Carrie and Charlotte, they humping. I don't need these comical coitus scenes We gotta worry about Harry shooting dry blanks. Okay, girl. Carrie really gonna say semen is like an old friend that gets on your nerves. She'd miss it. What kind of friends you got? So after that potty mouth lunch, we head over to Lisa and her man getting their grown and sex on. Back with Charlotte and Harry, they're going to check on those dry balls. And apparently he's squirting backward. Oh God, we got Charlotte coaching Harry through sphincter squeezes. This is why you can't neglect the bus. Oh Lord, so now we at therapy with Brady and he's trying to get them to talk about they break up. His parents to talk about they break up. So now we cut to Shay's new apartment in New York, even though she shoots the show in LA. But for some reason, the ex-husband's here, and it's got Miranda a little irritated. However, we're seeing Carrie start to flirt with the ex-husband, so maybe she can take him off her hands. Meanwhile, across town, we're at the Wexler's 20th anniversary party, and nobody showed up but the mother-in-law, Harry, and Charlotte. But now we have Victor Garber, who's that guy that was sending Carrie those messages. However, you were dating Alexander Petrovsky. This ain't no different. You don't mind a little coot cock. So other than Lisa's father showing up, we ain't getting the guests. Oh, nobody showed up because the husband ain't send no invitates out. He forgot to hit the button. That's happened to me on emails a few times too. And we find out that Shay, her husband, had a girlfriend and that gave him his first pegging experience. Everyone remembers their first peg. Then we head back to the party without people. We got the mama at one end of the table and they saying, eat up all this lobster since, we paid for it. I'd have them box it up so I could take it home. Turn that into a catering order. So at the little awkward dinner, Lisa forgot to order the cake, so the mother-in-law starts cussing her out, and then the papa-in-law says, well, all your husband cares about is money. So then Lisa says, well, he's running for city controller, even though earlier he said that he wasn't going to because it would put all the load on her. But now she like, well, no, he care about the city. It's just boring. It's dry, it's uninspired, it's filler. Maybe they're going for some dry orgasmed humor this episode, but I need something with a little more meat. But meanwhile, across town, we got Shay trying to get it on with Miranda while they sleeping in the bed with the ex-husband. So they get to finger banging. And then he puts his hand on her and it's like, okay. Miranda's like, I don't know if this is what I signed up for. Shay was ready to get it going. He said, I thought this was an invitation. So Miranda's like, okay, before I give a harsh no, let me think about it. Oh, God. So she's like, you know what? We're all here. Why not? Then they all trying to kiss on Shay. It's not working. I don't want to see this. This is Sex in the City, not you in the city. But Miranda can't seem to find her place in the play. The typical threesome problem. So then things stop. She said, but if y'all want to keep fucking, go ahead. It's not for me. So she go to sleep on the couch. Shay come out there to sleep with her. After that, we head to Carrie's old lady convention. And it's definitely Coot-S Central. But fortunately, Bitsy Von Muffling is here and she's actually funny. I'm sorry, Candy Bergen seems like she's struggling with her lines. And we find out that she's the one that gave Carrie's number to Marlon Schaefer. I mean, he's a young coot, but still a coot, but a coot with coin. Oh, and she done humped on him too. I don't need shared slong. Girl, she sent her a penis picture. Carrie was not impressed. Back with Charlotte and Harry, they're getting the fruits of their labor. Harry looked like a squirtle feeling just wet and free. So now Candy Bergen comes up and hits Carrie with the truth. I don't want you working for me. I'd like $100,000 so you can be an investor. This is pink toe on pink toe persecution. Oh, and she said, and due to tragic circumstances, we know you got your dead husband's money. Oh my, I'd slap her. I'd slap her hard. I'd slap her right in her osteoporosis. Get her in the gout. Oh my God. So Carrie goes to get a picture with, I know they have her, Gloria Steinem, and Candace ends up going through her phone and sees the penis pic and realizes that's her man. And Carrie's like, no, somebody was just showing me what he had to offer, but I didn't sleep with him. He's too old. And then Candace is like, too old? Well, I'd sleep with him. Well, you're 15 years older than Sarah Jess. Come on, Pink Toe, and confess. So Sarah Jessica ends up calling her old, but they go on and do their little business with the press and promo, so she gonna send us some money to get her book on the website. It got good during the end, but this was dry, like Harry's orgasms. I need Bell Collective. You know what, if it's dry, we gonna go on and do Love and Marriage Huntsville, because that's dry too.